Hi again, everyone. My name is Will Critchlow, founder and CEO at SearchPilot, and we've got a really interesting conversation for you this week. I'm joined today by Tim Soulo, who is CMO at Ahrefs, and we're going to be talking about everything from the SEO tools market and how you, run and promote a marketing org around that, how you reach SEOs and impress them, and obviously getting into what's going on in the industry, where the data is flowing, where it's going to go, and thinking obviously a little bit about AI as well. So Tim, thank you for joining me today.
Hey Will, thanks a lot for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So where I wanted to start is, it feels to me still like Ahrefs is the new kid on the block. And, I've been around the industry a long time. I remember you crashing into the industry with this new data, fresh approach to how you were thinking about SEO tools and where that data comes from, how up to date it needs to be, how deep it needs to be. And I'm interested, obviously you're not now actually the new kids on the block, you've been around a little while. What's been sustainable? What has sustained the business and kind of kept you innovating and kept you in the position that you're in?
Yeah, I definitely still feel young myself.
Good.
It doesn't feel that it has been more than 10 years since I personally joined Ahrefs, and Ahrefs is, I think, 13 years old at this point, something like that. What kept us afloat is the quality of our data, of course, which we got a lot of compliments about during all these years. Plus, I think it's our deep expertise and passion for the SEO and marketing industry, because in our team we have really world-class marketers who are practicing what we preach. We eat our own dog food a lot. And I think that helped us stay relevant with the product, because a lot of the things that we release in our product, a lot of the features, reports, data points, is something that we need internally for our own marketing team to operate. And I think this is very helpful, because we don't need to look for product market fit, because it is already validated within our marketing department. So yeah, I think these are the key points that helped Ahrefs to stay relevant for all these years.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess that's probably leading you into some of the areas we'll talk about around, obviously AI and so forth. But before we get to that, I am really interested in your marketing organization. So the marketing team you run within Ahrefs, you do a few things differently to other folks around the industry. There's a kind of irreverence, a joy that comes out of some of the marketing. It's interesting, actually. You mentioned that you're eating your own dog food, and that your team is using your tools and your data. One of the things that comes through, I think, is a certain degree, and I mean this in the nicest way, a certain degree of geekiness, a certain degree of, being the wonks who are interested in the actual data and in the actual craft. And it's right there in the name. I spend a lot of time asking our team to take jargon out of our marketing copy, right? Don't call it a SERP, call it a search results page or something. And then your name is Ahrefs, and I actually did have to double check. I loved the video you put out a few months ago now, maybe even last year, about asking folks around the world to say how they pronounce the company name. And I think I was a team Ahrefs for a long time, and then I heard Ahrefs and I was like, no, that's much simpler. I'm just gonna roll with that. So but it's kind of an unashamed leaning into that geekiness across the operation. And do you think that? I mean, that helps, I guess, get in with the teams. Do you ever get pushback from executives or elsewhere around the business who are like, what is this geeky thing that we seem to be spending money on?
I'm in a very lucky and fortunate position where our CEO and founder, Dmitry, doesn't really micromanage what I do or what the marketing department does. So I get zero pushback at all. For all these years, I was just doing whatever I thought was useful, important, cool. And it's very rarely that our founder would message me and doubt some of the decisions or some of the campaigns or some of the messages that we would be putting out. Very rarely. So yeah, no pushback at all.
And when you think about your customers, it obviously resonates with the SEOs themselves. Do you think? Do you feel the need to give them materials that help explain to their boss or to their organization what you do?
Yeah, definitely. I think in our educational materials, we cater to all levels of marketing professionals because, again, if we think of the customer base, the less people, the less a person knows about marketing, the more of these people are in the target market. So, like it's like a pyramid, like right. So there are only a few people who are world-class marketers, then a bunch more of like senior marketers, then a bunch more of middle marketers, and a ton of beginners and junior marketers. So if we want scale, if we want a lot of people to visit our website, if we want a lot of people to start using our tools, even like from the free tier, we need to address some very simple topics, the things that junior marketing professionals are thinking about. So yeah, we release content for all levels, and I don't even think that we go too advanced, to be honest, because I think advanced people can kind of do their own research and can figure out things on their own. So
The
yeah,
API
I think
is for the advanced folks.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. So we mostly cater to junior to middle marketing professionals.
And quite a broad range, I guess. I mean, I personally know organizations in many different verticals of many different sizes who buy your tools and your data. So you actually have it feels like a very big target market across a wide span of tools and websites.
Yeah. We never try to define our kind of ICPs, ideal customer profiles. The way we thought about it is that we solve problems. So there are certain problems that different people are having, and we don't care if this person is an affiliate marketer or they're stay-at-home mom or dad with a side project, or they are part of a large team, or they're enterprise corporation, Fortune 100 company. If they have this problem and we solve it, they should be our customer. It's just like we have different pricing tiers. Someone is paying us $29, someone else is paying, $100,000. But essentially, they're looking to solve their problems.
Yeah. It's more like an ideal problem profile, I guess, rather than an ideal customer profile. And there's one of the other things I like about the approach that you've taken to marketing, as I say, is that kind of it looks like you're having fun a lot of the time, which is great. There's not enough fun in the world, and there's a kind of irreverence. And I saw some stats. So SEMrush recently had their announced the sale to Adobe, and I saw various folks off your team sharing some stats about more people signing up for Hrefs and those kinds of things. And then you had your little campaign of the webpage said SEMrush got their exit, maybe it's time for yours. And I like this. It shows a kind of willingness to poke fun at them, at the industry, at Adobe a little bit, but even at yourself. So on that landing page, you had the comparison checklist, the kind of classic SaaS comparison checklist. And one of the checkboxes just said, brand name is hard to pronounce with a check next to the Hrefs. So you're not just making fun of them, you're making fun of yourselves as well. And so, how do you think about how far to go? What's too far? Do you ever feel like you've gone too far?
I've been 10 years with Hrefs. I think I can read the room well. First of all, that page appeared when I made a post, also a fun post, referencing the song "I'm Still Standing" by what's his name? It's
I'm hopeless that you don't want me on a pub quiz team.
Yeah.
Who still sings "I'm Still Standing"? It's Elton John, right?
Yeah, Sir Elton John. Yeah, exactly. So I posted a meme that we made with him, and I also I think in that post I said, should we make something reactive? To the point that SEMrush was sold to Adobe. So I actually tried to gets the sentiment from people. Because if a lot of people would say, no, it won't be classy if Ahrefs would do something like that, if you would jump on this opportunity, it won't be you. But no, a lot of people were like, we want to see a reactive campaign. We want to see, what you can come up with. Like, and a lot of people, give us a discount and we'll jump ship. And I thought, okay, seems that the sentiment is on our side. We should do something like that. And then, of course, we're fans of making some jokes, having fun. And the joke with Ahrefs being hard to pronounce never gets old. It's not like this is the first time I'm using this joke to get some laughs.
Right.
It's been going for years and years and years. It's just like another angle at it. So we never used it in a comparison table like that. And I thought it would be fun. So this is why we had it on our landing page. And a lot of people said that this was hilarious and that it made their day. Which is like, this is marketing, right? Because we could create a boring landing page and no one would talk about it. It wouldn't go as viral as it went. So by being creative and by infusing our, call it a marketing campaign with humor, we gave it a lot of organic traction. So I think humor is very important for marketing because it resonates with people a lot. It's what compels them to share.
Yeah. And it's very interesting set alongside the what the product does, which is obviously very data centric, very kind of logical, rational, and then to have that kind of creativity and fun and humor, I think it works very well. Do you feel like you've learned that over time? As you say, you've been doing this for a while now. You're steeped in this. Do you think about kind of personal development? How do you personally get better at all of these things?
I don't get the question.
How do you think about learning and developing for yourself and for your team? How do you get better at the creativity?
Ooh, this is a tough question. Is it a skill? Is it a natural trait of a character? I don't know. I think some people naturally have tendency for kind of cracking jokes and being fun and being more creative. But also, I think it's about, like, I know, even what content you consume. So if you like stand-up comedians, if you like, stand-up comedy, and if you try kind of practicing it here and there, even, on social networks or with your friends, or even inside the company, you try to, land a joke about something. Yeah, I don't know. There's no format how we would do this, but I feel that some people on my team are naturally better with those kinds of creative things. So to give you a little behind the scenes, this page started from the headline which I came up with. It went like this: SEMrush changed hands, but you don't have to. And then a lot of team members were discussing if this headline makes sense, if it is logical. That, SEMrush changed hands, but you don't have to. But if you go to Ahrefs, you're also changing hands, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but it's important to give it like a bit of like a negative sentiment. Changing hands is bad, and we need to kind of deliver that in the headline. And then Ryan, our head of content, gave a few other variants, and one of them was the one that we went with. What was it? SEMrush got their exit. Maybe it's time for yours. And I thought, okay, yeah, that also has like a bit of negative connotation, that their exit, maybe it's good for them, but not for you. So like, it's not blunt. It's kind of very subtle, but it is what we needed. Kind of like a little bit of kind of subtle poking at their situation. And again, this is to reflect the sentiment, because we saw this sentiment from people. People were already discussing, Adobe has purchased SEMrush. You can say goodbye to them in 2 years. That it won't be the same product. Whether it is true or not, like I cannot say if that is true or not. I don't care. But the sentiment is out there, and we can play with it. So this is how things are born within Ahrefs.
Yeah. I would love to be in the Slack or whatever it is that you use. I'm always fascinated behind the scenes of the conversations that go on within companies that are not quite ready for the outside world. So I would love to see that. Let's talk about AI, right? So we have to, but also it is genuinely exciting. There's a lot of interest going on. It's shaking things up in ways that we haven't seen for decades, and I've really been fascinated by particularly some of the conversations that I've seen going on actually between Ahrefs folks, so your colleagues like Patrick Stocks, and with other industry experts around what do we need for GEO or AIO. And obviously, your role in this is on the data side. So you have your brand radar feature helping people track, monitor, compare what LLMs are saying about your brand or what the market is using. And something I've been thinking a lot about here is just the extreme long tail of prompts, right? So you think about compared to a search query where there are some very, very short search queries that literally millions of people do every day. I feel like most LLM conversations, they almost might be unique, right? Like almost every single prompt or every single conversation is its own thing. How are you thinking about how that gets tracked, aggregated, rolled up and reported on?
We're about to release the custom prompts functionality that a lot of people were asking us about, and which is the functionality that all other AI monitoring tools are offering. There's so many of them. There's dozens and dozens of them. Yeah, it's a good question. A lot of these requests to AI chatbots, they aren't even formulated kind of as a search. They're more formulated as a kind of give me an answer. This is why some people wanted to call it answer engine optimization, kind of to appear in the answer. That's, to be honest, this is quite a general question. I don't think about it too much because the solution to your visibility in those AI chatbots is twofold. First of all, you have to have exhaustive information on your own website. And if you're not talking about your product and all its features and your positioning, yada, 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 enough, if AI cannot locate this information on your own website, then you're already behind. And the second thing is what other websites are talking about you. And right now it is those AI thingies are very easy to game. I'm seeing a lot of SEO agencies are now offering the listicle service, where they would publish dozens of listicles
and magically you're at number one in all of them.
Yeah, and magically you appear all around. So again, we are kind of in the early days of optimizing for AI chatbots, and those loopholes are going to be patched. And over time, it would be kind of the same cat and mouse situation as SEOs had with Google back in the days. Because at one point we were hiding white text on a white background, and now these things no longer work. So it would be the same situation with ChatGPT and others. But I just think that the patches are going to come much faster than like it could have taken Google previously a couple of years to patch some loophole. Right now, I think the patches would be coming much faster. So I think the actual fundamentals of being found, of ranking, I don't know, in Google, in ChatGPT, in AI overviews, in AI mode, in Perplexity, in Bing, anywhere, the fundamentals are still the same. So, I'm not much bothered about the long tail and such.
Yeah, it's actually one of the reasons why I think Google has quite a substantial opportunity. I don't know if I want to go quite as far as calling it an advantage, but the fact that they've been doing the adversarial thing for decades, right? They've been in that cat and mouse game that you talk about, and I kind of feel like it maybe took ChatGPT a bit by surprise that we put this thing out there that is a fire hose of opportunity, and marketers are immediately going to abuse that, obviously. And I think Google knew that, and maybe OpenAI didn't quite know what was coming for them.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there are so many of these LLM monitoring tools out there. This is something on the business side I've been really fascinated by. When you think about when you launched search and SEO was huge already. Google was immense, and yet I feel like someone like me at that time could probably have named every data provider like Ahrefs, and literally counted them off on my fingers. There's no way I could do that for the AI tools. There are new ones I've never even heard of who apparently have raised huge amounts of money. There is a lot of, it feels like optimism in that market of people raising so much money. And, I know Ahrefs is bootstrapped and proudly so, and same with SearchPilot. And yeah, why do you think there are so many people so optimistic about the size of that market that they're all raising all this money to attack it?
It's essentially gambling. Mm-hmm. So what's the word? The difference between your investment and potential upside is too large to ignore it. So yeah, you might spend, I don't know, couple $100,000 maybe, but you can potentially be in for tens of millions of dollars if you get acquired, or if you get the exit, or if you become like very profitable. So this is why a lot of people are jumping on the opportunity. It's like a gold rush. But yeah, also those tools are very easy to launch. Very easy to launch. We saw, who was that? Amplitude. They created a free one. They posted on X that, hey, like everyone is charging a lot of money for these tools. We're launching a free one. Come use it. Yeah, because this is a commodity. If your only task or requirement is to generate a couple hundred prompts and then create a fancy dashboard to report on these prompts, I mean, you can vibe code this stuff. I was a huge skeptic of vibe coding for quite a while. But about a month ago, Dmitry, our CEO and founder, got everyone in the company an account at Lovable. And I thought, okay, I have like a few ideas of mini tools that I wanted for a while, but our product team never got to building them. Let me try to vibe code them with zero knowledge of engineering or coding. And I was able to do it. I was skeptical all the way. I was grinning when the app was returning errors, and I was like, there's an error.
I told you it was never going to work.
Yeah. But it was fixing those errors. And in the end, I got my app. And just earlier today, I was recording a podcast interview with Neville Medora, who's a friend of Noah Kagan, who runs AppSumo. And I was asking him, like, I wonder what does Noah think about AppSumo? For those who don't know, this is a marketplace for kind of mini tools, and they're very cheap, and you buy a lifetime subscription to them. And I'm like, I don't even need to like spend $30 to buy a lifetime subscription to some very limited version of some tool. I can just go and vibe code it, and it would be unique to me. It would be tailored to me and my needs. And if I need something in the interface, I don't need to submit a feature request to someone. I can have it. So I really don't see how all these tools are going to survive in the next 2 years because there is no moat. With Ahrefs, we crawl the entire freaking web, and we have a lot of quality signals, things like domain rating, even though a lot of people are criticizing it, that it is gameable, that you can go on Fiverr and boost your DR, whatever. This is still a very important signal, and a lot of people are relying on it. We ourselves in our marketing department, we rely on it. So we're sitting on a lot of data that we were collecting all these years, and we still crawl the web. We still collect a lot of data. So try to build Ahrefs in Lovable.
Try and vibe code
try vibe code a web crawler that would save the entire internet on your servers. I know maybe in 5 years you will. Maybe in 5 years the technology would be at the point where you will. But right now, I feel quite comfortable about the position of Ahrefs on this market.
That actually leads into something else I wanted to ask you about. So you mentioned you crawl the web and you launched the search engine. And I'm just very interested in what you learned from building that. Is that still an important focus, and what are you doing with it?
You can think of it as R&D department of Ahrefs, research and development, because as the team was working on creating an actual search engine, they had to make a lot of changes and improvements to our crawler, to the way we store data, to the way we, save information about the pages, to the way we understand pages. And for example, we launched a feature with the history of a page. So you can, like in archive.org,
Yes,
you
I
can
can
go
see.
and see previous snapshots of a page. We don't have the visual one. We have just text or HTML. I think for visual, the team is still working on something. It turned out not as trivial as we thought. But yeah, this is one of the features that was added to Ahrefs thanks to the work the team was doing on search engine. So it was incredibly beneficial for the main product. A lot of the technology that was created for the search engine is shared with Ahrefs because they run on the same infrastructure.
Yep.
But as for the product itself, the actual kind of customer-facing, kind of B2C version of search engine, it's being put on pause because, with AI, everything changed now. The conventional search engine is no longer interesting to anyone. But Dmitry, our CEO and founder, he's seeing an opportunity in API because a lot of those AI companies, AI platforms, AI tools, they need access to search because LLMs by themselves, they don't have access to the
They need to
web.
be
So they
grounded,
have.
right?
Yeah, they have to use, they need to be grounded. Yeah, as you say, they need to be grounded in kind of real information in real web pages that they can trust. And for that, they need some kind of search API. So I believe right now the team is working on search API, on kind of improving it, packaging it, but I'm not actively involved in this project. I'm laser focused on Ahrefs itself rather than search API.
Yeah, I mean that I think could be a very big opportunity though, because as you say, it's desperately needed, and there are these multiple big foundation models who are spending a fortune, but they're in a competitive situation. You know, Google
Yeah.
is obviously not releasing their API, Bing is limiting theirs. So yeah, you've got to think about where are you going to go, and I would imagine yes, you're well positioned for that. And also, I would say my experience playing with Yep is that the web search, the kind of the bit that the AIs would most need, is the best bit. And you know, I don't know how, as you say, the front end is on pause, but it's some of the other areas, things like image search or localization or news searches, that look to me to be the harder parts, right? That when I've been playing with it, that's the bit where it's kind of I'm a bit suspicious about the quality of image search or the quality of local search, whereas the web search fundamentally struck me as very good. My only gripe is it tries to autocorrect SEO testing to STD testing. So I'd like you to just fix that up and put search part at the top if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So I do think that there's a big opportunity there. One of the areas that I suspect you may have seen crossover between the R&D work of building Yep and the core product is in JavaScript rendering. And how are you thinking about the evolution of that as we see, famously, I think still ChatGPT's bot doesn't render JavaScript. So it kind of feels like we're oscillating between 2006 and 2020. So how do you see that going?
I don't know, to be honest. This is a question above my level of competence. But as far as I know, Ahrefs crawler, we execute JavaScript on like a pretty fair amount of pages, pretty fair percentage. I don't know what it is, but I remember that we do. I think if you go to a backlink report in Ahrefs, as far as I remember, there's even a filter for JavaScript links, so links found in JavaScript. I might be wrong, but I think we released that a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's one of those double-edged swords. I feel like there are times as a user when I love the fact that my web browser is essentially a computer in itself, and we can run any technology from Google Docs to the recording platform that we're recording this in. And then other times I'm like, I just wish it was just HTML, like the simpler times of 2006. Although I guess we had to contend with Flash, and people have always been doing those things. Looping back to the vibe coding, so I also have I've been excited about it since before it worked. I've almost been on a different journey to you. I was kind of like, this is so exciting, even though it doesn't work right now. A year ago or whatever. Just the idea that the computer could seem to be almost getting it was I found something magical, even though it was intensely frustrating and nothing worked and whatever. So I've been on I was rooting for the computer, whereas it sounds like you were kind of joyous every time it got it wrong. But we're in a similar place now. I think I've been very interested so I've been using AI Studio from Google as the lovable kind of equivalent, and as well as some stuff that's based on my machine. So I've tried out the Gemini command line and Google's new anti-gravity thing and all this kind of stuff. And it is amazing for a non-engineer to be able to build single-page marketing apps or so forth. Are we going to see you and your team launching things in the marketing campaigns that are more than just web pages? Do you think that you didn't need to get the product team involved in?
Yeah, definitely. We even have kind of an internal project going called Ahrefs Labs,
Nice.
which would be essentially kind of like an app store with all sorts of vibe-coded applications based on Ahrefs data, but not necessarily even on Ahrefs data, but yeah, it would connect to our APIs, and our team would just vibe code applications, put them to Ahrefs Labs, and we want to make it public so that any of our customers would be able to use it. I don't know, connect their Ahrefs account, or maybe it would be charged separately. I don't know, couple dollars per application, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, we're definitely exploring that because it is crazy easy right now to create those applications. Again, you still need to know what you're doing. So not every person is a good marketer. Not every person is a good product manager. Not every person knows how to do like a convenient UI. So there is like a certain amount of work and expertise that you need to put into it. So it's not that anyone can launch a successful application. No, I don't think so. There's a lot of people who are not competent enough to do those things. But yeah, to your point on me being skeptical about vibe coding, my nature is under promise, over deliver. I hate when people over promise and under deliver. And the way I saw all the hype around AI is that there was a ton of over promise, and I was just wasting my time. Yeah, whenever I believed someone's promises, I would start using some tool and it wouldn't work. I would be frustrated. I would feel wronged. I would feel misled, scammed even. This is why I was just waiting, until it actually works. I'm not going to join the hype, and I'm not going to believe, it will. Because we saw the similar thing with blockchain, right? There were a lot of promises that everything would be on blockchain. NFTs is like the future of digital arts. I wasn't buying it, and that time I was right, because it never amounted to anything, except for cryptocurrencies, 99% of which are scam. There's really no other application for blockchain. With AI, I also didn't want to jump to conclusions too fast, but right now I'm a believer. I've built a bunch of applications myself. I'm super happy with it. It's addictive as hell, now I'm in the church of vibe coding.
Yeah, it's so fascinating, the psychology or the mindset that different people bring to the same thing. Because for me, I think I agree with you that the hype came first, and there were all these ludicrous claims being made. And I think I almost started from a position of disbelief. I was just like, no, that is too hard a problem. Computers are not good at that. This is not going to work. That is just bullshit, frankly. Like, that claim is nonsense. And so I was surprised versus my baseline. If you think about maybe 8 months ago, I was still thinking this has got to be impossible. And then when I try it out and it's better than I thought it was going to be. So I was positively surprised, if you see what I mean. Whereas you were you're talking about looking at their marketing hype and going, oh well, it's not that good. I was kind of looking at their marketing hype, not believing it, and going, oh, but hang on, it is better than my skepticism brought to it. So it's just fascinating. But we've got to a similar place, I think. Final thought: where else in your personal workflow or your team's workflow are you finding AI most valuable aside from the vibe coding right now? What are you doing most?
Great question. I see only three use cases really. So one is vibe coding. Yeah, if you want to automate something, if you want to pull some data, something that you previously thought is unattainable for you, suddenly it is. Even if you have some blind spots, AI would guide you and help you understand how to make it come together. The second is of course research. So it saves a lot of time on research. Whenever you need, I don't know, information about some company or some business or look up some facts, you explain AI what it needs to do, you click that deep research button, it goes, scans through a lot of sources, it gives you the information that you were asking for. Of course, you have to double check, especially if this is something like relatively sensitive. If not, if you're not just answering your own question, but you want to publish something publicly, you do want to double check that all the statements and all the sources are true. And the third one is help with writing and ideation. So whenever I don't know, you need to come up with ideas for titles, whether for a YouTube video, for an article, or you have a raw idea of a blog post or something you want to post on LinkedIn, and you need to tighten it up or you need to play around with this idea. AI is super helpful for these kinds of things. You just throw it in there, you tell it, give me variations, it spits variations, and then you decide if you like them more than your original. So these are kind of my main use cases.
Nice. Yeah. One thing I found on the research one, your second point, one thing I found really, really valuable is the asking stupid questions. You know, the fact that you can't really look stupid to the AI. I found it a very valuable learning tool when I'm like, you know, there's this thing that I feel like I should know this by now, and it's embarrassing that I don't. And I'm just going to keep asking stupid questions until it's like, and it doesn't get bored. It'll just, answer your stupid questions all day.
Yeah, it prevents you from asking stupid questions to other people, because sometimes I would be chatting to someone and the person would say some kind of phrase or use some kind of term and I wouldn't understand it. And I don't know, take a screenshot, I drop it to ChatGPT and I say like, what does this person mean? Explain it to me. And ChatGPT would give me like the full explanation. Yeah. And I don't need to ask the person like, what do you mean? What is it all about? Yeah. So very cool, very cool.
Yeah, it's been great for that. As we wrap up, is there anything else that you wanted to get the word out about? Anything that you're excited that you're working on or that you'd like people to check out?
Maybe our conference, because we keep doing Ahrefs Evolve conference. We have 2 editions, one in Singapore and one in the US, which would happen in San Diego, 2026.
Love San Diego.
If anyone listening is looking for a great event, great conference to attend, network with smart people, learn from smart people, check out Ahrefs Evolve. You can find it anywhere in Google and ChatGPT.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Consider coming and joining us.
Fantastic. And where should people find you? Where are you putting your best content out these days?
LinkedIn. That's LinkedIn. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tim. Thank you for your time and your insights. And I think, and the humor and the irreverence. I'm looking forward to seeing future campaigns and seeing that tone of voice continue coming through. And I really appreciate your time today.
Thanks a lot for having me, Will.
Take care.